Chat. Hello. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm always transparent with you guys about everything. This loss last night, I'm trying to think about something to compare it to. Nathan, hello. I've been trying to process and think about what I could compare this loss to. It might be like if you guys are familiar with me and the streams and stuff and you followed along, I appreciate you guys. I would pose the question to you guys. I think that usually I'll tilt something, but I would say I kind of usually just let it roll off. I mean, I don't really ever get stuck on stuff. I mean, if you do what we do and we're betting every day, we're playing heavy DFS, especially during NFL. These types of things happen. Thousands of dollars swings, on one at bat, one drive on a football game. Like this type of stuff happens. I feel like usually I just let it roll off. But this one really, it's going to take me some time to get over this one. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. This was more than a monetary gain. I probably this isn't life-changing money whatsoever. I think I would have won probably around $5,000 last night had Houston won that, but because I would have won all my bracket pools and we had the futures bets and stuff. It would have been a chunk of change, right? Not life-changing by any stretch. But this is more than that $5,000. I honestly felt like I was a part of that team. If you know the history of me and March Madness and this Houston team, and it like Kelvin Sampson, like I'm just such a big fan of his. And I'm just so I didn't sleep last night, guys. I honest to God, I probably fell asleep at 5 a.m. and woke up at 8. Like I felt like I played in the game. That was as gut-wrenching of a loss as I've ever experienced. And it's gonna take me some time to get over it. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I would have preferred them to just get boat raced and not choke the game. They completely and utterly choked that game away. And it kind of adds salt to the wound when you remember that we also had Texas Tech to make the Final Four, Texas Tech to win the title. Like, I would have taken my chances with Texas Tech against Auburn. So it's like this fucking Florida, excuse my language, I don't really ever drop that word on here, but that Florida team, it was like a double kill to us. It just, oh my God, I can't get over it, man. It's going to take some time. I didn't come on here to just like talk about this, but you guys got to let me get it off because I just can't. It's just sickening. Truly sickening loss. I'm trying to think of something to compare it to. Probably if you guys used to tail the DFS lineups, there was one time 2 to 3 seasons ago, might have been 2. I can't remember. Someone might know what I'm talking about. It was like a Monday night or a Thursday night game, NFL showdown. And I think we would have won like 50, 60K. And Robbie Gould missed that. He missed like a 40-yard field goal. I'll never forget that. That's probably the last time like something really affected me. But man, I just feel gutted. I feel bad for Kelvin Sampson, man. His players let him down. I mean, the offense was not great down the stretch of the game, but missing layups, missing wide open threes, guys that shoot 40, 42, 43% from 3 can't make an open 3. It's just sickening collapse, man. Really, it was. I feel like it was like a nightmare. Like the game's actually tonight and we actually get to watch it. But regardless, that's how it goes sometimes. Sucks, but there'll be another one. Look at that, 12-1 to win the title next year. Okay, we don't have to think about that for a long time. we are here to talk baseball and the Masters. Tomorrow, we're going to do like a full in-depth Masters preview. I know Steve's going to come on the stream. Might get someone else too. I'm going to ask around some people. Not sure about their availability, though, during the middle of the day. But as you can see on my screen, FanDuel has some nice promos here. No sweat bet on a first-round leader. 30% profit boost for a top, 5, 10, or 20 bet. Pretty, those look pretty good. You could probably find some profit boosts across other sports books as well, just for outright picks. So that's something to look out for this week. These majors are when the books are really offering those promos and stuff. So take advantage of that if you guys can. So we're going to do like a full Masters preview tomorrow, but I do have some stuff I like for the Masters. And then for baseball today, I have some stuff I like as well. We can talk about, Mike Malone got fired, Guru. Thank you for bringing that up. I want to talk about that too. That was crazy. These coaches getting fired out of nowhere. I haven't really dove into that specifically, like why Malone got fired. I mean, everyone saw the clip of Jokic the other night on the bench, really animated, upset about something. He doesn't usually get like that, so it must have been something significant. I'm not going to say that's why he got fired, but I'm sure that was a contributing factor, most definitely. It was kind of out of the blue. I mean, the playoffs are about to start, and they fire him, so it must have been something significant. They fired the GM too, so yeah, interesting stuff going on over there. I don't really know how that affects things for the Nuggets, like playoff outlook. I don't know. I've never been a massive Mike Malone fan. I don't think he's a bad coach, but he might be a little bit overrated. So I don't really know if, I don't know if him getting fired would alter my thoughts on whether or not the Nuggets can, win the West or whatever. I still think they have just as good of a chance as any team there. I'm not entirely sold on the Thunder as a playoff team. I understand they're very good. I still would like to see it from them first, which we just haven't. So I think the West is pretty open, to be honest with you. And I didn't really like the Jimmy Butler trade for the Warriors. Like, it was kind of like they made that trade and they have to win this year or it's going to be a bad trade. But I mean, they're in a position they could get to the finals. I wouldn't be shocked, which is pretty surprising to me. I can't believe how close the West is. I mean, like the East, we've got teams in the East that are 36 and 43. The Heat in that 10th spot, and the 11th spot, the 10-11 spot in the West, really up basically 9 through 12 is pretty close together. The East, there's like a massive drop off after the Heat. You have the Heat at 36 and 43, and then you drop down to the Raptors at 29 and 50. The West, 9 through 12 is really, really close. But okay, so for baseball today, I'm going to go through these quickly. I like the White Sox, specifically first 5 market. Don't trust the White Sox bullpen whatsoever, even though it's better than it was last season. I still don't trust it, especially in comparison to the Guardians bullpen, who they've kind of taken a hit with this. I don't really know what's wrong with Emmanuel Clase, but he's been struggling since the playoffs. But overall, top to bottom, I still much prefer the Guardians bullpen. So I don't really want to bet them full game. But for the first 5 innings, you can get them on the run line. I actually took this at -110. I think you can probably still find a -110 out there. Guardians offense has been pretty inconsistent outside of Jose Ramirez to start the season. I don't know if you guys know much about the pitching matchup here. I'm not the biggest fan of Ben Lively, to be honest. Like looking at his numbers from last year, he outperformed his, surface level stats. He had a 3.81 ERA. The expected ERA was around 4. He's not a big swing and miss guy. Like he's only getting 18, 19% strikeouts. He can manage contact and kind of locate his pitches and stuff. That's kind of how he, gets going. But overall, I'm really not the biggest fan of his. Shane Smith, however, for the White Sox, one of their better prospects, looks pretty good. I don't know, like the control, I think, is going to be an issue for him early on in his career, but he has a very, very good changeup, which is his out pitch. He can get out of a lot of jams using that changeup, which is a very good pitch. So overall, if he can, limit the Guardians a little bit, I think the White Sox can be tied going to the 6th inning. So I took the White Sox first 5, specifically on the run line. If you want to take the money line, I don't really hate that honestly either, but since it was -110, I just took the run line. I also like the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. They're slight home underdogs against the Orioles. I don't really know what to make of Charlie Morton this year. Like, he's just so old. I think it's hard to quantify. He definitely can still kind of do that old man thing and keep you off balance as a hitter and navigate. I certainly think he can do that. But long term for the course of the season, I don't know. Like, I'm not really scared to bet against Charlie Morton. On the Diamondback side, Merrill Kelly's been terrible this year too. Like, both these pitchers have sucked through their first couple starts. That's why the total is 9.5. And there's the only other total that high on today is the Dodgers and Nationals, and then the Coors Field game. This has the same total as the Coors Field game, 9.5. So high total. These pitchers have stunk. But Merrill Kelly, if you know anything about him, I typically don't buy into like kind of surface level stuff like a home road split, but we have such a large sample size of his home road splits because he's pitched for the Diamondbacks every year of his career. And there's a pretty stark difference between how he pitches at home in Arizona versus on the road. I'm going to pull up the numbers and lay them out for you guys. And, if we look at his stats this year, 2 starts, right? The ERA on the surface at 10 looks really bad. His home start against Chicago, which was right around opening day, 5 1/3 innings, 1 earned run. That's not bad. Then he went on the road to Yankee Stadium and he got completely bombarded, gave up 9 earned runs by, the torpedo bats over there. So again, that would fit into the mold of the home road splits. If I look at just top to bottom here, we have a dead even sample size, 71 games at home, 71 on the road for his MLB career. At home, he allows a 230 batting average. On the road, it's 260. At home, he has 413 strikeouts. On the road, it's 334. At home, he has 119 walks. On the road, it's 140. So more strikeouts at home, less walks at home. He's allowed 46 home runs at home, 64 on the road. So allows way more home runs on the road as well. And then if we look at just strict like ERA, 324 home ERA, 560 away ERA. So just really, really significant stats across the board, better at home versus on the road. So this is someone I'm always comfortable betting on at home. And I do like the Diamondbacks as dogs tonight. And if you wanted to take them first 5, you could do that as well. But I'm going to take them for the full game. So Arizona and the White Sox. I'll put the bets I took in the bet slip here, so you guys can see them if you join in late. Run line for the White Sox, and then Diamondbacks on the money line. I also like the under 7.5 in this game. Cincy's offense really has struggled, honestly, for the large part of the season. Even last night, they only scored a few runs. The Giants didn't do anything offensively either. So these are 2 offenses I'm kind of fine fading for the time being until one of them heats up. Obviously, it's a good pitching environment in San Fran. Good bullpens here, especially on the Giants side. Like, pretty fine with their bullpen, top to bottom. And I like the under 7.5 there in good pitching weather. And then the final MLB play is actually going to be a 2-pick parlay that I like. I told you guys yesterday I liked the Padres for a parlay piece. They ended up winning. I like that again. Cease against Jeffrey Springs. So taking the Padres and the Tampa Bay Rays with Shane Baz on the mound, put those 2 together. It's around plus 175 payout. Shane Baz is nasty. If you guys know anything about him, he looked great from what we saw from him last season. This year, though, he's seen a huge leap in strikeouts. I know it's not a big sample at all. We'll see how it stabilizes, but this is someone that, in a limited sample in 2022, around a 25% strikeout rate, missed all of 2023. And then in a smaller sample of 2024, he was a 22% strikeout pitcher. He's seen a huge increase in his swing and miss stuff this season. And if we look at the pitch mix for him last year in 2024, when we saw him, his pitch mix was mainly four-seamer, slider, curveball in that order. The slider and curveball were pretty close to even usage, but he had a huge gap in terms of how many more fastball was clearly his most used pitch last season. And then if you look at the stats on that pitch, we're looking at, it's a good fastball, nothing crazy. His curveball, though, last season was his best pitch, 31% whiff percentage on that. Gave up just a 169 batting average, 204 expected BA with that. Really, really good curveball. And then this year, his most used pitch through those first couple outings has been his curveball. He's thrown more curveballs than any other pitch. So that's something that I think is good. Outlook for his strikeouts, for his overall season performance. And this is someone that had pedigree as well, too. So definitely comfortable betting on Shane Baz. And so I'm going to pair the Rays up with the Padres for that one. So a couple MLB plays on the board. Who gets left out in the West? Let's see here. I think I still have the standings pulled up. I would say, okay, this is without me looking at these schedules. We've got the Kings at 39-40, the Mavs at 38-41, the Suns at 35-43, and the Blazers at 35-44. So you got 4 teams for 2 spots, essentially. I could definitely see the Mavs getting left out. I'm going to be rooting for that just because I think that would be hilarious. So hopefully them, Guru. And then I would say, I don't really think the Blazers have much of a chance. I'd take them out. So I think I would like to see it be the Kings and the Suns for those last couple spots there. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe the Blazers can get in there. All right. For early look at Masters, like I said, we'll do a full preview tomorrow. We'll talk about all this stuff mainly. I have a challenge for the chat, though. There's a good amount of you in here watching. I need you guys to sell me, and you can do this tomorrow. So this is homework for tonight for the stream tomorrow. Sell me who of these guys basically on this list. We'll go from Xander 20-1 and down. So these 7 guys. Which of these guys should we put our big outright bet on this week? Because I have a 3-unit bet that I'm going to put in for the Masters, and then I have a handful of golfers that I like at their outright prices. But they're all longer odds golfers. So I want to take one of these like bigger names in the event that we can get. I have 3 or 4 guys priced above like 40-1 that I'm interested in this week. 4 of them. So in a dream scenario, if we can pick the correct one of these guys and then also have my other outrights, hopefully we can get a situation where both of them are in the mix on Sunday and we actually have like a real sweat. So I have a 3-unit prop that I'm going to be taking for the tournament, which is my biggest play overall. And then I have a handful of outrights, but I need the chat's help here. We got to decide between who of Scotty, Rory, Rahm, Colin, Oberg, DeChambeau, and Xander, basically. That would be my grouping. Which of those do we want to put a big bet on? Like a full unit. So then we have our smaller ones on the longer odds plays, and we can get a couple guys in the mix on Sunday. I'm going to need you guys. Right now, I'd probably just off the top rank them. I would probably put Scotty 1, Rory 2, Rom 3. I'd probably honestly rank them in this order, at least the top 4. And then for these guys, I'd probably say Xander, Oberg, and then Bryson. I don't know, but I need your guys' help. So we got to figure out which one of these guys we want to take. So everyone that's watching the stream has homework tonight. Figure out which of these big dogs we're going to take. And then I will tomorrow give you my 3-unit prop and the other outrights that I like at bigger numbers. What are these specials here? Jordan Spieth, top 20 at -120. Fleetwood, top 20 at -120. Bobby Mack, top 20 at +115. Make the cut. Rom, Reed, no. I would say probably don't take any of these specials just off of the kind of surface looking at them. One of my longer odds guys, I'll probably take them for the first round leader with the no sweat bet too. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Overall though, quick stream today. Gave out some MLB plays. Gave you guys some homework for the Masters tomorrow, and we'll be talking full-fledged Masters tomorrow. 3-unit play, the outrights, all that good stuff. But overall, thank you guys for listening to me complain about Houston. It was therapeutic for me. We're going through a tough time over here, man. We're gonna crush we gotta crush the Masters this weekend and really get the vibes back flowing. Because we can't fall into this trap of mourning this team. We got to put it behind us. Hit this weekend with some enthusiasm. Let's keep it moving. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck with your bets tonight. Good luck in the MLB streets if you're playing any DFS or anything like that. Tomorrow we will talk Masters, and we'll do a check-in on our expert FSGA expert 14-team baseball leagues. I'm in a best ball and a rotisserie league. We'll do a check-in on those leagues tomorrow too as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck tonight, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.